Hey guys, BaoZakeruga here. Today I'm here to count down my top 10 mechs for one of my favorite game series, Super Robot Wars. This is going to be the first video in the 4-video series, this one being mechs, next one being top Super Robot Wars songs, after that being top male and female characters respectively, so make sure you're subscribed to see all of those. Now, while this is about the mechs themselves, the pilots will have some type of influence on some of these entries, but overall it is about the mechs. And while they do technically count, Great Zeo Reimer, Shin Getter, and Mazen Kaiser will not be eligible for this list. So with that finally out the way, let's begin. Starting us off is the Chaos Aaliyah. This one is based purely on the coolness factor of the mech, since I don't care much for the pilot. From a design standpoint, the Chaos Aaliyah looks like a Transformers Beast Wars reject, and don't get me wrong, that's not really a bad thing. I like its design. The wild and primal look and the razor sharp claws all finished off with a yellow sheen is a great touch. What I truly like about the Chaos Aaliyah, however, is how it fights. True to its design, it savagely rips the enemy apart with its claws and can even generate a lion made out of fire. And it even has freaking tentacle claws that retract and expand. I hope we get to see more of the Chaos Aaliyah one day, as it was only shown in one game with only 2 attacks. Still, it left a lasting impression on me. One look at the X-Men Ash should tell you why it's on this list. It's a badass looking piece of machinery, and during my short time with it in OG second, it was probably my favorite unit to use. Great design, badass theme song, piloted by a cool character, and decimated anything and everything that got in its way. It was slapped together hastily for Aang's use, and it definitely shows with this patchwork design, but I actually like it. You think all the slaps are red and yellow would take away from the overall design, but it's grown on me. Also, it has a cape. Capes make everything cooler. If a king was to have a mech, it would have to be befittingly regal and imposing. Luthor's and R-Client fits this to a T. Even without someone having to tell you, it's easy to discern that this mech belongs to someone of high power and royalty. At first I actually thought Luthor wasn't worthy of the R-Client, as I'm sure many of his people thought as well, but as Z2 progresses, Luthor develops into a worthy king, and it shows, as he unlocks the R-Client's true power and final attack. One of my favorites in the entire series, and one that is sure to leave an impression on you. Just like with the X-Men Ash, one look and I shouldn't have to explain this entry. Just look at this monster. It's like whoever designed this mech binge-watched every Bruce Lee movie, Fist of the North Star, and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure back to back to back, and put it all together in mech form. The only thing holding it back from being higher on the list is that I find his theme kinda underwhelming, and the pilot Foka, while looking badass, is pretty boring as a character. But who cares about all that? Look at this thing. The Valsion of Card is a cool giant mech made up of other cool mechs that can break dimensions. Its weakest attack can tear battleships apart. It survived the Big Bang that destroyed the last universe it was in and created the current one. And to top it all off, it's not even running at its original top specs. Its game W has my favorite set of originals, with an awesome array of mechs that keep progressing in scale and power as the game goes on. Valsion of Card is the pinnacle of that progression, and it does not disappoint. I truly hope that the W cast gets into the next OG game. Seeing Valsion of Card in HD would make the game worth full price alone for me. A first impression can have a great lasting effect on me when it comes to mechs. The Gunleon guy burst onto the scene in Z3 Part 1 and immediately impressed me. Dramatic build-up and kick-ass music made for a very impressive display of the Gunleon guy's prowess. From that moment on, it would be my best unit in the entire game. I like the fact its design strikes a great balance between showing off its power and agileness. It's not too bulky and not too thin. Out of the 3 Gunleon forms, the guy is definitely my favorite. It looks awesome, kicks ass, and its theme song is powerful. I have a bit of a soft spot for this one. Kyosuke was the first Super Robot Wars character I was ever introduced to back on the GBA. Him and the Taisen have been on every team of mine every time they have appeared in the SRW game. The Taisen Race is the upgraded form of the regular ult, and is actually quite interesting from a design perspective. It's so heavy and off balance, it needs 2 Tesla drives, you know, the things that make mechs fly in the OG universe, just to balance itself. Multiple pilots have complained that it's hard to control, and it's just not too practical overall. But the thing is that Kyosuke makes it work, he makes it look easy, and he makes it look good. The Taisen Race is strapped with a plasma horn, a revolving stake on his arm, claymore shells, and a chain gun. Nothing too fancy, and straight to the point, and effective. Very befitting the personality of its owner. The Gunleon is a repairman mech that beats enemies to a pulp with construction tools. That alone warrants it the number 3 spot. But when it goes into Ragna mode, that's when the true awesomeness comes out. His attacks become savage as it rips the enemy to shreds with fangs and claws, and his giant wrench turns into a giant pile driver that he uses relentlessly over and over, all while one of his hot-blooded theme songs is blasting in the background. I never got tired of seeing the Gunleon in action and rarely ever skipped his animations when using it. All of you familiar with the Neo Granzon would need no explanation for this entry. It's the upgraded form of a mech that was already pretty broken. Why? Well, the Granzon and the Neo Granzon casually throw around black holes and disintegration rays. Yes, it chucks black holes at enemies. Every time the Granzon appears, you know there's going to be a beatdown. Its themed Dark Prison always alerts you to its coming presence, and you can't help but get excited knowing what's about to happen. It's always a top tier unit whether it's an ally or an enemy, and will instantly steal the spotlight from whatever else is going on, given its ridiculous power and menacing appearance. The Neo Granzon appears in a multitude of games, and every time it does, I'm always anticipating when or if I'll get the chance to use it for myself. The Dynamic General Guardian Unit 1 made exclusively for Zinger Zonvolt takes the #1 spot. It's consistently been my favorite Super Robot Wars mech over the years and one of my favorite mechs period. I've used it in every game it's ever appeared in and it's always one of the best if not my best unit. Obviously it has the whole samurai motif going on and I think they pulled it off very well. The designers did an amazing job of making the Dygenguar look like a warrior. As with all the other mechs this high on the list, it has an awesome theme song that helps bring it all together. And of course I can't mention the Dygenguar without bringing up the Colossal Blade. Just as the name suggests, it's a giant sword and it can grow to any length due to being made out of liquid metal. Nothing short of awesome. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, my top 10 mechs from the Super Robot Wars series. Keep in mind that this is just my top 10 mechs as of this moment. Who knows, 5 years down the line that could very well change, but as of now this is what I like. Hope you enjoyed. For this top 10 I tried to be more direct to the point. Hope you guys enjoyed that. If you didn't, tell me in the comments, I would love to know. But if you are a Super Robot Wars fan, leave what mechs you love down in the comments, I do want to know. If you are unfamiliar with the series, I hope this got you interested in the series, and I just hope you enjoyed in general. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed, have a great day, and as always, thank you for watching.